Alright guys, so today's video gonna be completely different than what you have been watching on my channel. You normally see me doing mock test videos, but from today, I'm gonna start doing something different. So I'm gonna start driving on my own and try to show you all the important routes and stuff that you need to know if you're doing the driving test around Leeds. So Fernville/Harehills and Horsforth. I'm gonna cover both of the test centers. And I'm gonna make videos with multiple episodes in which I will try my best to cover every single thing. And apart from that, if you're a learner and you're struggling something specifically around Leeds, as in any junction, any roundabout, or anything specific, you can comment in the section below and I will try my best to do it for you. Okay, so today's plan would be moving out from the test center. I'm in Fernville right now and I'm gonna do a bit of Fernville area. From Fernville, I might move a bit towards Oakwood. From Oakwood, we will do a bit of Gipton. From Gipton, we'll go all the way towards Crossgates, and from Crossgates to Winmore, and all the way back to the test center. And I would be commenting on everything which would be important in my eyes, basically. So we're gonna move out, and I'm gonna be driving for about 30 to 40 minutes, which is almost exactly the same time as a real driving test. Alright, first thing first, it's a two-way car park, so make sure, do not forget your checks. I mean, even if it's not a two-way car park, you must still check around you, but this is specifically something important to know if you're doing the test in Fernville, because the problem is, it would be shared by loads of other people as well. And if you're driving around here, I've seen loads of time people driving like this. Now, this is considered as a right side, so I'm gonna move all the way to the left, so there could be enough space for people who wanna join in this side. And this is one of the most important things. There's no marking, but we and the traffic on the right are meeting each other, so make sure to check properly. And so most likely there's not going to be any visibility, so you must lean forward and then try to check it properly. And if someone's coming from your right side, of course they would have priority, but because it's an unmarked junction, that means the priority would belong to no one. So make sure to do whatever it would be right at the scenario. Okay, we got a learner in front of us, so I'm gonna keep myself slightly more back in case they might be on the driving test or something. Don't want to panic them in the beginning of the test. And we got a T-junction coming up and we would be turning right, basically. So once my mirrors and signal have been done, I'm gonna start looking already on the right so I can just get to know what's happening instead of me stopping and then doing the first check. This junction could be very busy sometime, but luckily, loads of people coming down from Oakwood Lane, the one who come from the McDonald's roundabout, they most likely, loads of them would turn right, so that would make enough room for us. Okay, the learner is turning right, so I'm gonna take a space, and that's it. And now let's talk about the situation. Let's see if I was wrong or they were wrong. So this is Oakwood Lane. We'll come to that scenario afterwards. So this is Oakwood Lane. It's a 30 zone, but the problem is loads of time you would see vehicles parked on the main road, so it might be a bit too difficult for you to just say. But till now I can see perfectly fine. The visibility is fine. The road is not narrow, so I'm going to keep myself around very close to 30 miles per hour. Traffic lights are green, but they're not going to change red because it's a pedestrian crossing, and the pedestrian crossing can never change unless someone doesn't press the button physically. And how do we know it's a pedestrian crossing? It got the zigzag lines, basically. And of course the temporary traffic lights. So I'm going to try my best to not block the drive in case they want to pull out or someone want to go into the driveway. Putting the car into neutral and handbrake, as in securing the car, is your personal choice. If you want to do it, fine. If you don't want to do it, it doesn't affect your driving test at all. I'm going to turn right, by the way, so mirror signals into second gear. I'm going to position myself all the way right. He is coming without a signal, and I'm going to go. Now loads of time what happens on the roundabout, that if you're turning right, unexpectedly the learners might swerve a bit too out and it could turn into a crash because there's a car on the left side. So mirror signal, and I'm going to aim slightly towards the curb on the left side. Okay, I'm gonna pull up on the left side for a second, and I have put the signal, but I'm not pulling up straight away. I'm taking my time because it's a 40 road, by the way. So it gives enough time for people to overtake me. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna explain the situation which just happened with the learner over there. So I was on a T junction and I was turning right, and there was a learner coming, there was traffic coming from the right side, and the learner was one of them. Now the lane was turning right before me, so legally and logically, if I know that no one's gonna cross my path when I'm emerging on a main road, I can legally go. I had the visibility on the left, it was safe to do. I had the visibility on the right, it was safe to move for me. I moved, and at the same time the learner started turning in as well. Now I would say it would be the learner's fault, because the learners, that car had to give everyone way who was coming from ahead of them basically, and they should have thought that before they turn in, they should have looked at me first, because I was about to have the clear road as well, and they should have thought that, can we turn right before we block me basically. But I think they couldn't have seen me properly, because they might be a bit too busy on observing on their side. So that would be classified as a serious fault for those learners basically. So make sure if you are turning right and there's a car in front of you coming from a junction, you must keep an eye on them, because that vehicle, which was me in that case, could be very fast to pull out. Okay, so I'm gonna move again. Nice number plate, by the way, and a nice car, I would say. Okay, so it's a 40 zone, it's a dual carriageway, and it's a dual carriageway which is loaded with the houses. That means I need to expect the vehicle to be parked on the left lane. Now I can see the hill over there after the bus stop. There's a dip, and I can see two vans parked over there, but I have no idea if there would be vehicles after them as well. So just for my extra safety, I would do move to the right lane already. Like I'm gonna move, and I'm gonna straight away move to the right lane, because I have no idea, because I don't want to go so fast at 40 miles per hour, and as soon as I'm dropping myself, as soon as I'm going down a hill, there could be a bloody vehicle. I'm like, oh like how I'm supposed to change the lane basically. So mirrors, signals, the bus is up too far. I'm gonna zoom out a bit. I'm gonna keep my right signal on, because I have an intention to overtake. So that's it. Okay, now it's a 40 zone. I'm doing about 35 miles per hour. I'm gonna keep myself into the right lane till everyone knows when, and that is the last vehicle I can see in the left lane. So I'm not gonna cross him first and then put the signal. I'm gonna put the signal a bit early, so people behind know that I'm gonna do something. And these traffic lights again would not change, but I have still need to check the top mirrors. And just before those traffic lights, I'm gonna turn left. So I'm gonna signal early. Again, why early? So people can start overtaking me. Not gonna risk it with the fourth gear. I'm gonna put my car in second gear. I'm gonna bring my clutch towards the biting point. I'm gonna hold it for a few seconds and letting it go. The reason I had to not leave the clutch fully over there is because the car might have jumped again. And of course we couldn't have kept the clutch down, because that would have been coasting. So I knew the junction was a bit too small, so I just tried myself to hold the clutch over there. He's giving me way. I'm gonna still check my mirrors and stuff. Again, we had the van, they had the van, so the priority belonged to no one. So if the priority belongs to no one on meeting traffics or anywhere else, try to be the first one to stop, so you don't get to do wrong stuff afterwards. I mean, again, the priority belongs to no one, but as a learner, I would normally recommend my pupils to be the first one to stop, so there's less chance of being panicked on the driving test. It's a single track road. That means I'm expecting about a very narrow road, and I think only one vehicle would fit properly. I cannot see, so I've slowed down to around 10 miles per hour. I'm gonna move a bit in the middle, and I can see perfectly now. So I'm gonna drive in the middle. There's no point to drive on the left side, and I got a very, very important thing at the end of the junction, and that is the stop sign. So what we're gonna do is we are turning let's go left. Yeah, so mirror signal. I have pressed my clutch about now, and just as soon as the line would disappear for me, I'm gonna do my first stop. Now I have done my first stop. I can see everything on the left side, but I have got no visibility on the right side because there's a van parked over there. So I'm gonna edge forward, but then because it's a stop sign, I'm gonna stop again. It's not a giveaway. If it was a giveaway, we could have just edged forwarded, and then slowly edging forward, we could have just carried on, but no, I didn't have the visibility, so I stopped again. And now my stop would be counted as a proper one. Okay. And I have joined a 30 road. Now, I can see till far away that there's no hazard or nothing so far that would make me slow down or too much, apart from the speed bumps basically. But the problem is that this is a speed bump, and the next speed bump is a bit too far away, so I'm not going to keep myself a bit too slow. I'm just going to speed up and try my best to tackle the speed bumps rather than slowing down a bit too much, because it's a 30 zone and of course we need to keep the flow of the traffic. So I have spotted some hazard in front of me, and unfortunately there are two of them basically. So, and I got the bend as well, but the thing is the bend is quite wide. But let me see if I can make him. So he's gonna move over to the right side as well, because of course the curb is there. Now it's getting a bit more difficult for me. I'm not gonna risk it because it's a bend, like there's no point. And of course they're turning right as well, so easy peasy. But you see them, I was literally not planning to move over till I would have a perfect visibility and a perfect chance to go. So never ever get panic or be impatient behind a cyclist. So still a 30 zone, doing around 28 miles per hour, and the road is quite wide, but I'm not keeping it here. I'm keeping it around the normal driving position, because no matter how wide the road is, you must drive towards the curb basically. So like I said, from Fernville we'll move into Oakwood, round here. So this is round here-ish, yeah. So from here we're gonna go all the way towards, yeah, we're gonna go down into round here towards Hare Hills, yeah. And then we'll do a bit of Hare Hills probably, and then we'll go towards York Road. And there's a zebra crossing coming up. The zebra crossing seems to be perfectly clear, but I'm gonna slow down with my top mirrors because there's a wall on the right side, and if there's someone just around the wall, I wouldn't be able to see them. And now I'm gonna speed up. Now the zebra crossing was clear, both sides of the zebra crossings were clear as well, but because of the wall there, it was creating a blind spot for me to see that side and for the pedestrian to see me as well basically. So I didn't try to go fast. I slowed down to all the way around 15ish miles per hour, and then I sped up. Oh, the lights have turned green. Okay, it's fine for me to go. I'm going straight. I'm still in a 30 zone. I checked the speed sign before the traffic light. There was none. There's nothing after the junction. That means the previous speed applies to me. And the visibility is not too much, so I'm not gonna keep it very fast. And the visibility is good. The lady has pressed the button. I've checked my top mirrors, and I'm still in a 30 zone. I can see a sign on the left side which is saying 2+ lane. I'm gonna slow down a bit. It says for vehicles with 2 or more persons and buses, cyclists and bikes. So that means from now your left lane would be considered to be the bus lane, the 2+ lane, if you are more than one person in the car. Now I'm only one in the car, so that means for me this is perfect to drive in. But if you are more than one person in the car and you had no intention to be overtaking or turning right, you must be on the left lane, which is of course the bus lane in this scenario. And after BPs, I'm gonna turn right into that road over there, which will take me towards Chapel Town. So I got the filter marking. I'm doing 40 miles per hour, so I'm gonna check my mirrors, put the signal, and it's a hatch marking with the broken line, so I'm gonna use it now. I'm not gonna use it when the filter lane starts. I'm gonna use it now so I don't block the traffic behind me. I'm just gonna stop around the last arrow, which is for me. I'm pretty sure I can do it before the learner, so I'm gonna boom go. And still haven't seen any speed sign before the junction, after the junction, so that means 30 applies to me still. I got the priority, got no giveaway lines, but I'm gonna do a quick glance just in case, nothing else, yeah. Even if you don't do it, it's not a problem, but of course safety first. And I can see all of the vehicles have to overtake the parked vehicle, so I might be moving a bit too much on the left side. So from the traffic lights we are turning left with the mirror signals, and as soon as my solid line disappears, I'm gonna stop, and there you go. It's a crossroads controlled by the traffic lights. That means I have the whole priority because I'm going left, but still people could see me and they can see I'm a learner. I got the learner badge, and they might not respect my priority. And from here I'm going to go into Hare Hills, which is lane number 2. The lights have been green. I'm gonna check my top mirrors. I'm gonna speed up slightly more. Still double check myself. The lorry is blocking the view, so I'm gonna slow down tiny bit. There could be a vehicle coming out. I'm gonna stay wide just in case because I got no one coming from ahead. Gonna check my mirrors and move back. Now the distance between these parked vehicles and the central line is just a bit over a 1 vehicle gap. It's just wider than my car. So most likely to leave a door gap from the left side, as the highway code says, I would have to drive a bit towards the central line. But I'm gonna move back a bit because the problem is it was a bend. And now what I'm gonna do is, because there's no one coming from ahead, I'm gonna drive a bit towards the central line. like not over the central line at the moment because I got the room, and now the parking is off the road, so I think I would be fine to move back. The light's not going to change. It got a zigzag line. I cannot see the car is moving. I'm going to check my mirrors just a bit wide in case. It's a developing hazard for me, by the way. Now there's a bend coming up. I can spot the lady already. I can see officially the road going into 20 miles per hour. So before this, all of the part of Hare Hills is 30 miles per hour, but I haven't hit it because it's just a bit too much unexpected, by the way. Now traffic lights are red, so I'm gonna slow down a bit early. Gonna drop my gain second because I think it had been red for a long time. So there's a possibility that by the time I would reach here, the traffic lights might change into green and I would have been perfectly ready to move off, but they didn't. So I'm gonna go into first gear. I would go in neutral and secure it so I can chill a bit. I'm just gonna do a quick left mirror check because of any cyclists or anything. Again, this blind spot was not really important, but I just did it. And I got the priority, but I would never know if that car gonna cut me off. Luckily it didn't move, that's perfect. So this is 20 zone, as everyone would know. And this part of Hare Hills is slightly more, this part of Hare Hills is slightly more busy than the last one. Again, the distance between the central line, the hazard line and the vehicles is not too much, so I'm gonna keep an eye on my left mirrors and through the window a lot. The traffic lights have been green for a long time. Gonna check my top mirrors, and if they change about now, I would definitely not stop. People on the left side, zebra crossing is literally not clear from my eyes at all, so I'm gonna check my top mirrors. I'm gonna clutch down and then brake. Now the reason I'm gonna press the clutch down, I will say afterwards. Oops, Jesus man. Yeah, so the reason I had my clutch down is because I was so slow on the speed, and I was like, in case, imagine I see someone and I got panic and I have to slam the brakes on. So if my clutch would be already down, it would be easy to not stall and I would be able to perform a quick gear changing as well. This time I'm not gonna press my clutch because I got the perfect visibility, so it's like nothing making me slow down. Yeah, so we are in Hare Hills now. From Hare Hills we're gonna move towards York Road, gonna do some dual carriageway, gonna work on some planning and awareness, and then we'll go all the way towards Crossgates, and from Crossgates to Winmore and back to the test centre. And I have not done any minor till now, I would say, not even one. So still 20, loads of learners start picking a bit of too much speed because they see it getting wider, but it's still 20 till just before Asda. His face is out. I'm gonna check my mirrors and go slightly out. I could have stopped for her as well, but it's unnecessary for me to stop. 30 zone now. I'm gonna check mirrors and I'm gonna speed up. Yeah, so for that Mercedes, which was hanging way too much out of the lines, I had two options: go wider or just stop the car. I could have stopped as well because when I checked my top mirrors, there was no one. But again, stopping in the middle of a main road is never a best option till it's extremely needed. The traffic lights are red, so I'm gonna stop here for a second. I wanna see if that Maserati can leave the room for me behind. Oh, they didn't left the room. Of course there's no room. Okay, now I could kind of fit there, but the problem is my boom would be hanging outside too much, or I would have to I won't be able to leave the tires and tarmac gap, so it's better for me to stop here because the filter lane for people to go right into that junction, and of course people want to come out as well. So I think it was a good planning by myself. And I didn't wait for him to move and then stop. I just stopped and waited for him to go, basically. Now the lights are green, so I should not expect anyone to be coming from ahead, but I never know about the petrol station. I don't know if they have the temporary traffic lights or not really, because they could be coming out. Okay, yeah. Oh, of course they would cross the temporary traffic. They would, of course, that would apply to them as well. Now the car could be pulling out, so I'm going to check my top mirrors in case, because I never trust people. Yeah, so anytime you see it, of course, we got two kind of most common hazards: a potential hazard and the developing hazard. So anytime you see a developing hazard or any kind of hazard, I would normally recommend people to do the top mirrors. It's like when you are doing a hazard perception video and you click when you see the hazard. So in real life, you normally check your top mirror. That's what the highway code says. So it gives you a better perspective of what to doing after a few seconds if the things go wrong. So I can see the sign on the left side of the van saying a dual carriageway ahead. I can see the 2 lanes, both lanes are going left, so my priority should be the left lane, but I would keep myself on the right because I'm going to go faster than these 2 people, and I'm not going to block the care home on the left side. So I'm going to stop next to the Fiat 500. The light's going to change into green, and because I'm doing the lane number 2, that means I should be in the lane number 2 on the next road as well. So I'm not gonna start going too close to them because I would hit them. So I'm gonna go wider, and now I'm gonna steer. You see how late I did the steering, because if I would have start doing a bit of early steering, I would have definitely gone a bit over to their side of the road. The traffic lights have been green for a long time. I should be planning to stop, but okay, I am gonna do it. There you go. And I don't need to panic about the gears, and because it was a bit of a sudden moment, so I'm gonna put my gear straight away into first gear. I can see an ambulance coming from behind, but the problem is I'm the first car in the queue and I cannot break the law. So okay, I can do anything to give them way, but I should not be crossing the line because that is breaking the law. I'm gonna check just in case. Yeah, so when you're in the queue, when you are in the traffic lights and you're the first car and you think there's a police vehicle or any kind of vehicle, emergency vehicle approaching from behind, we cannot do nothing. We cannot, I mean, we can do whatever we can, but we should not be breaking the law to just give way to them. I know it's a bit absurd, like there should be like a margin of us to do something, but again, it's what they say, we can't break the law, unfortunately. So in that scenario, I think the ambulance, which was this one, she shouldn't have put the siren on because they made me and the driver on the left side panicky as well. And I thought the guy was about to run through the traffic light just to provide them room, but luckily he didn't do it. Okay, so I've been traveling on the right lane because I've been going faster than them, but I'm doing 39 miles per hour. I'm not being able to catch this Ford, so that means I should be moving back. So I'm gonna put my signals and soon I'm gonna move back. So I'm gonna put the car in third gear. I'm doing around 30 below miles per hour. The lights have been green for a long time, so I need to expect them to change again. They might not change again quickly because it's a main road. It's like a 40 zone, so they would give us the green lights more longer than the people coming from Mazda. Okay, this Ford is going a bit too slow. I'm gonna overtake him. Again, it's not necessary for you guys to overtake like this because it's not like that she's going way too slow, by the way. The lights are red, so no point to press the gas, and I'm gonna keep myself here. So because if I would have set, if I'm in the right lane and I'm following the central line to turn and stuff, my boom would hang over the line. So I still follow the thingy on the right side. And now we're going to cross gates, which everyone would know. It's from the Burger King's junction. So the Burger King junction in front of the Burger King is not actually a roundabout, it's just a normal junction with 3 exits. But loads of sat-navs treat it as a junction, as a roundabout, by the way. So what we're doing is we're going towards cross gates. So of course everyone should know the cross gates is on the right side of Burger King. So I'm luckily already on the right lane, but if you were not on the right lane already, I would suggest you to be on the right lane before you reach BP's, because after BP's it turns into 3 lanes and it would be so tricky for you to move from the far left lane to the far right lane. But luckily I just need to perform 1 lane change and nothing else. I can see some roadworks going on, and I think the cross gate, the lane which takes to cross gates, is closed. Now I'm not sure if they have closed it completely or just this bits of it, so I would have to decide what to do just when I reach the junction itself there. Okay, so it's gonna be a bit tricky for people who are going to cross gates today on the driving test, because I think yesterday it was not closed. I'm pretty sure I came here and it was not closed. So it seems I have to keep it slow because I need to make a decision, and I won't make a sudden decision. I would see what, okay, yeah, we can be. So I'm gonna put my right signal and I'm gonna come into the lane number 1, which takes us to cross gate. 2 lanes are taking us to cross gates. Lane number 1, of course, is always the best option. I'm keeping close to the curb on the left side, and I'm gonna speed up slightly more because there's literally no reason for me to slow down. I can see an Mazda Lari in front of me, which might be able to hit 40 miles per hour, but okay, now this guy needs to come back. I'm doing 37 miles per hour. I'm keeping well distance from the lorry, by the way, because I cannot see through the lorry, so it would be difficult for me to plan in case they break in unexpectedly. So the plan is I'm reaching the Crossgates roundabout, and from Crossgates roundabout I would be turning right into third exit. But as you guys know, third exit has been split into two paths, one towards Shelby or Colton and one into the state Crossgates itself, like where the shopping center is. So I'm gonna take the shopping center junction where the shopping center is, by the way. So I'm in the left lane. The left lane allows me to go left and right both. So I'm gonna check my mirrors, put the right signal, and I'm gonna be performing the right junction, right exit from the left lanes. First, second, and third. So van seems to be the last car coming towards me, so I think I'm gonna take my gap now. I'm keeping my right signal from the left lane, and I'm keeping myself extreme to the left because I don't want to hit the central line. And after the exit number 2, which takes us to Seacroft, I'm gonna check my mirrors, put the signals, and I'm gonna aim for the curb. Now from here, you could be going straight towards Colton or Shelby, like I said, or you could be going towards shopping center. I'm going towards shopping center, so I have put my left signal. I'm gonna go through the slip road, which is divided by the cycle lane, and that's it. If I was to go Shelby A63, the only thing I would do different is turning off the signal after the second exit. But I had to keep my left signal on because I had to change my lane from the middle one to this one. Now if I'm not indicating, it's not a problem at all because it only goes left and it's been divided by proper marking, so no one's gonna be confused that, oh, if I'm going straight or if I'm going left. Just want to check my mirrors in case, because there could be a cyclist. Now we are in a 30 zone, and this is like a mini version of Hare Hills. It's slightly shorter, so not much stuff gonna be going wrong. I said 30, but I'm not doing 30 miles per hour. I just feel it's a bit too busy. I'm doing about 20 miles per hour, and I can see a bus over there, and behind the bus we got the bloody zebra. Oh no, zebra crossing is before the bus. Okay. So that lady with the thingy. All right. Yeah, but even after the zebra crossing, I'm not gonna speed up because I cannot see behind the bus. There could be a car edging out from that junction, or there could be a pedestrian just wanna cross the road. I'm gonna double check again. No one gonna cross the road. Okay. So I'm gonna keep around 15 miles per hour, and that would be enough for me to see them and for them to see me. Okay, now it seems alright. We got some pedestrian, but they're off the road properly. They're walking away from the curb. The blue car is gonna cut me off, so I'm not gonna speed up too much because there's no point, because I have to slow down again, by the way. So it's a 30 zone now with the double yellow lines on the left side, so that means we need to expect the road to be more empty as there won't be people parked. Okay, mirrors before I overtake. I can see through the blue car's window whoever's coming from ahead, and I'm gonna make sure move back as soon as possible. Okay. Alright. At the mini roundabout, we will go left with the mirror signal with defo second gear, and I'm just gonna worry about people coming from the right side or people coming from ahead of me, and luckily there's no one coming, so I have no reason to slow down too much. And I have just entered a 20 zone. So probably 17, 18, 19 miles per hour would be the best for me. I'm gonna check my mirrors before I do it, and I can, because there's no one, I can tackle the speed bump all the way right as well. A bit unnecessary, I would say, but not illegal, not a problem, because I didn't affect the traffic at all, so no one can give me the fault for that. And it's a very straight stretch of the road, and it's 20, and most likely you could be performing a maneuver if you come around these kind of roads, or an emergency stop probably. Or you could be pulling up on the side again and again, and most likely you could be doing a bit over speeding, like few miles, because it's 20 is a bit too tricky to be driveway. It's like so slow, like either you would be going a bit too slow, like I'm doing about now 15 miles per hour, and then if I press a bit of the gas I might go a bit over 20 miles per hour, so I'm gonna have to balance myself. I need to learn how to balance the accelerator in the early stage of the lessons. These speed bumps are not too bad, but neither too smooth. New tarmac, by the way, so it's a smooth road. Empty. It's around 10:30. 10 a.m. or onwards is very good time to do the driving test around Fernwood/Hare Hills, because east part of Leeds, which is this one, like east part of Leeds, gets very very quiet around these time, like about, let's say, 9:30 a.m. or onwards till around, let's say, 1 p.m. ish. So this part of Leeds is very quiet, so it's the best time to do the driving test, I would say. Yeah, so we entering Swarcliffe now. From Swarcliffe, we're gonna join the dual carriageway with the 70 miles per hour, the typical ring road, with the help of a slip road. From that, we're gonna do a U-turn on the main roundabout, which is around Farm Food. We're turning left, by the way, around Farm Food. And from Farm Food, we'll travel all the way towards KFC, JD Gym, Ring Road, and then we'll move down towards Easterly Road and all the way to the test center. So this is the 30 zone. I'm gonna turn right. No, I'm gonna go straight. Okay, the reason I canceled signal because there was no one to be confused. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna change my mind here basically. So it's a 30 zone. I'm gonna do around, I'm doing about 27-ish miles per hour. And too bumpy, I would say, sometime. Like the speed bumps are quite bad here. So if you cannot tackle it, you might not be able to do a good speed. At the traffic lights, no, we'll go straight from the traffic lights. I'm gonna put my front demister. I can see a bit steamy. Our windows are getting a bit steamy. I'm gonna put my car in second gear because I believe them should change soon. Change it. No, wrong. So first gear is needed. Moving on a second gear is not too bad as well. Let's move with the second gear. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of finding a normal, I'm gonna find the regular biting point, but I'm gonna press my back gas and I'm gonna hold the clutch for a bit longer till it reaches the range for second gear, and now I'm gonna leave my clutch. So the only difference between moving off with the first and second gear is, first gears, if you're moving with the first gear, the clutch doesn't have to be holding the biting point for longer. If you're moving in second gear, the clutch has to be held for a bit longer on the biting point, as we have to enter the range for the second gear. Now after the traffic lights, I'm gonna go right, and no, after the zebra crossing, I'm gonna go right. So I'm gonna start mirrors and signal about now. I'm gonna therefore drop my gear because it's a bit too bumpy here, and the lorry got the priority, so I'm gonna slow down instead of braking too much. I can see no one coming from the roundabout, and now I'm gonna go all the way so I don't cut my corner. And from here, entering a 20 zone, we would be taking the first left, so the junction is not too far. I'm gonna check my mirrors, signal. It's a bit of open junction. I can see much. The road is not bendy too much, so I'm gonna keep myself in second gear. As in, the curve was not too sharp, so I'm just gonna keep myself in second gear. This used to be a very, very bumpy road, extremely bad road. Like probably the worst road in whole Leeds, I would say. Yeah, so soon I'm gonna turn left and I'm gonna join myself from the slip road towards the dual carriageway. It's a 20, I'm keeping around 19 miles per hour. New tarmac, by the way, so that means, I'm not sure if they have marked everything or not really, because these junctions seem a bit unmarked now. Okay, mine's marked luckily. So it's a crossroad and I'm gonna turn left. And I'm gonna press my clutch now instead of braking because it's on a hill. So let me slow down the car on its own instead of me braking. I'm gonna go into first gear because I cannot see anything, and I'm gonna move now. Yeah, so it says a national speed limit ahead. It's a dual carriageway. It's a national speed, so I can't expect myself to join straight away on the left lane. That would be dangerous. So they have given me a slip road. I'm gonna check my right mirrors, put the right signal. I don't need to slow down. I'm gonna run fast here, and I'm gonna try my best to join the lane number 1, but I'm gonna move to lane number 2 because I wanna go right into the 4th exit doing a U-turn. So 40 zone ahead, so that means I won't be able to do 40 miles per hour or above. Of course it's a roundabout, so I'm not gonna do 40 at all, but it's for the next roads. Luckily I can see, and I have made my decision that I'm gonna go, if this Audi moves a bit, that's it. I'm gonna go to the inner side, extreme inner side of the roundabout. And now you guys have to keep in mind, just look carefully how I would exit my roundabout. So number 2, now I have checked my mirrors on number 3, put the signal, and straight away into the left lane, instead of emerging just before the exit. 70 zone, I'm gonna speed up with 3rd gear because that's the most powerful, and I'm gonna straight away go into the 5th gear. Luckily no one's coming from the slip road. I had checked my right mirrors in case I had to move over. I got the roundabout coming up, and the plan is to go straight into the second exit. I'm not gonna brake, I'm gonna leave my gas pedal now. I'm doing 67 miles per hour. The car is slowing down on its own. I'm gonna start braking around when the central line, I'm reaching around the roundabout sign, by the way. So I'm gonna start braking without the clutch, yeah. 3 lanes on the approach. I would say I would stay in the middle because that seemed to be going straight. I'm gonna press my clutch around 25-ish and straight away into the first gear. Now I didn't press the clutch and straight away into first gear, sorry, because I had not reached the range for the first gear. I still slowed down a lot to run 5, 4, 6 miles per hour, and then I went into the first gear. Unfortunately, the thingy in the middle, the grill, is blocking my visibility, so I can't speed up too much on this roundabout. I'm gonna use more clutch here than the brakes because it's like moving and stopping. And I would try my, okay, now I can see. Now I got a perfect visibility. Here, I have had multiple fails for people not keeping themselves in a position. Let's say the last people went a bit over the line like this, and that's extremely dangerous because there could be a car on the right side who wanna go right. So I literally went over the line. This is extremely dangerous. So you have to follow the curb, as I always advise my pupil. The road is a bit too wide, so if soon from KFC we are turning right, we can be on the right side of the road, but because I have no intentions, I'm gonna stick myself to extreme left, so people who wanna go faster than me or people who wanna go right, they can start overtaking me. Even the lane came now, even the lane emerged now, but people have the right to do it earlier as well. Lights have been green for a long time, so I'm gonna check my mirrors. The car behind is quite far, so if the lights change about now, I'm doing about 30 miles per hour, so that means I could be easily able to stop the car. And I'm keeping about 2-second gap in between the van and me. So how do we know we got 2-second gap? How to calculate that? We make our vehicle in front of us level up with the non-moving object. And non-moving object, at this place I can see a bus stop, I can see trees, I can see lampposts, traffic lights, I can see some road signs, I can see the bus stop again, some road marking, so I can choose any. I'm gonna choose the bus stop, and as soon as it crosses the bus stop, 1, 2, 3. So I reached the bus stop around 3 seconds. That means I can speed up because I got a bit more than 2-second gap. I'm gonna try my best again. I'm gonna level up the thingy, the van, with this lamppost with the 40 sign. 1, 2, 3. That means I'm doing a good gap. If I would have reached the non-moving object before finishing my count, that means I would have been way too close. He's braking, so I'm gonna brake with him as well. I'm not gonna go too close and then brake. I'm gonna brake as he brakes. And I'm in the 4th gear. I'm gonna go in 3rd gear. And we got a big roundabout coming up, and I would be turning left into the first exit. So it's a big road, it's a big roundabout, so I would say I won't have any problems planning for the roundabout now. So I've done my mirrors, signal, and about now I'm gonna go around 25 below miles per hour. I'm 20 miles per hour. I'm 20 miles per hour. I've gone into 2nd gear. I'm gonna keep my clutch down. I was about to leave it, but I'm gonna have to keep it down because of these people. Luckily the roundabout is perfectly safe. I'm gonna keep myself in 2nd gear because I'm still doing about 7 to 9 miles per hour. Okay, he is turning left. I don't trust him much, but he was far away from me, so I just made it move. Now we are still in a 40 zone because I never saw any sign. I'm gonna speed up immediately, but then I would say from here I don't need to press the gas at all. I can just cover my brakes because I'm doing 41, by the way, and I'm gonna bring it to about 38 now. So 37, I'm gonna leave my brakes and the car gonna speed up. So there's no point for me to press the gas and just fly the car out again. So the road's gonna split with the solid marking. That means I should not be overtaking any kind of slow moving vehicle. Loads of time people have overtaken us in a lesson, overtaken me in a lesson when they think we are driving slow, but we're not driving slow. Yeah, so we cannot overtake anyone here as long as they are not like a special vehicle. I mean, like a cyclist or like an agriculture vehicle or something like that, which goes way too slow. In that scenario, I can go over the solid line, but a regular vehicle, I cannot do it. Now the traffic lights have turned red, so I'm gonna start planning as early as I can. Like my priority is to reach around 20-ish miles per hour, which is the range for the 2nd gear, about this much early, and then smoothly leave the clutch up or keep the clutch down depending on how far you are. It's just easy to approach like this. And I'm the first car in the queue, so I should be not slow when moving off. So if you're a learner and you have any kind of questions about Leeds, Horsford and Harehill/Fernville, make sure do not be hesitant to talk to me. You can comment or you can contact me on the phone as well, whatever you want, and I would help you in the way I can. And I can spot my hazard, which is the bus on the bus stop. So I don't know if they would be moving off, so I'm gonna just put my signals. And let's hope someone to give me way or me creating my own gap basically. I think it was a good planning for me. I just planned in such an early way that everyone would know that I was about to do something. I'm gonna check my mirrors, signal, a quick glance, and I'm gonna smoothly move back because I have no right to stay in the right lane now. Traffic lights have got the zigzag lines. That mean they're not gonna change into red because I cannot see any pedestrian there. And far ahead, I can see 2 cars parked on the left side. So I'm not gonna reach too close because that would slow down the traffic on the right. So I'm gonna check my mirror signal now, wait a few seconds before the signals, and then I'm gonna move out towards the right lane. And I can move back now, but I would say I won't move because I cannot see ahead. I would rather see after the top of a hill that if there's someone or not really, and then I would decide accordingly. Yeah, there is someone. There's no point to move back, I would say. And now we would be, I was supposed to turn left here. Okay, it's all right. From the roundabout, we are going right, doing a U-turn and coming down from the central reservation. So I'm gonna check my mirrors and put the signals. Second gear on the approach. I'm gonna keep my clutch down till I make a decision. I can see the Mercedes without signal, so I shouldn't cheeky like went without signal. And I'm gonna go all the way into the inner side, and then I'm gonna steer so my boom of the car doesn't swings over. Exit number 4 U-turn is what we're doing. This is the exit number 2. I'm gonna check my mirrors before the exit number 3, put my signal. This time I would try my best to stay on the right side of the dual carriageway because I have an intention to be going right soon from the central reservation. So if you have an intention to turn right soon, then you can exit on the right lane. Otherwise, left lane is always the best. I'm gonna mirror signal earlier. Second gear on the approach. Now, even though the central reservation is quite wide, I still have to be on the extreme left side. And I cannot see anyone coming. Oh, okay. So I'm about to go into a 20 zone from here. Got a crossroads without the traffic lights. I got no visibility, so definitely my clutch is down. And I'm gonna go into a very small gear and a very, very slow speed. Okay, I'm good to go. And I cannot see anything, so I'm not gonna go in second gear. I'm gonna keep it slow. Wow, that car needs the wash, I would say. Okay, too narrow for me, I would say. Not gonna do speed because if I see someone coming from ahead, I would be so panicky and I would mess up all the planning what to do in that scenario. Now I'm gonna go into second gear, but still I'm doing around 13 miles per hour. I'm not doing anything else, but just say road ahead is closed. I'm gonna go out then. Okay, so at the end of the road, let me see where is the road closed so I can decide accordingly what to do. Okay, road ahead on the right is closed, so I can go over there. So I'm gonna put my left signal and straight away right signals. And I'm still not gonna cut the corner. I'm still gonna go all the way here and then turn the car. A regular driver might have just gone through it because there was no one coming, but still it's better to not do it. I'm doing about 17 miles per hour, got no visibility on the bend. I'm gonna stay myself a bit to the left side in case if someone was overtaking their side of the road. And the gentleman might open the door, so I'm just gonna be wide from him. The car is coming. I'm gonna plan on meeting traffic. I got the more room, so he should be the one to do something for me. Thank you very much. Okay, mirrors again, moving into the bang on middle, slowing down a bit because I cannot see nothing at all again. I'm about 13 miles per hour now. I'm gonna speed up tiny bit, but I got a junction, so probably no speed. We are turning right, mirror signals, second gear is done, but I'm gonna keep my clutch down on the approach because I cannot see nothing. And I'm gonna definitely go around 5 miles per hour. First gear, first check on the right, second check on the left, then right, then left, then right. And because the closer the junction is, the less visibility you have and more checks you need to do. Now the road seems to be wide, but it's still a 20 zone. But I'm doing around 18 to 19 miles per hour now because it's safe for me. Sun is dazzling a bit too much, so you got the sun visor, but I got the sunglasses, so it's alright. I'm gonna leave my gas pedal. I couldn't see it, and now I'm gonna press the gas again. Okay, seems very empty. This is Fernville, by the way, where the test center is. And I think all of the learners would know by now, this test center is a temporary one. We're soon moving towards Colton, around Sainsbury's and stuff. And let's take the first right, which is bang on there with the mirrors, signals. And I'm gonna go to around 10 miles per hour. I can see, but it's not like massively visible to me. And I'm now about 9 miles per hour, and I'm gonna turn my car perfectly without cutting the corner. Okay, he didn't wave me back. I waved him, he didn't wave me back. He saw me, but he never waved me back. Okay, so I'm overtaking some parked vehicles on the left side. The central line is getting wider, but I'm pretty sure I have to be over the central line. And the red car is a bit of a mess for me, so I would say it's better to stop here than taking the room, because I cannot see after the van. Imagine if there's vehicle after the van, I can't fit properly. Okay, mirrors again, and I'm moving. Okay, there was a room. Okay, there was not enough room, so I think it was a bad scene for me. So because I cannot see nothing coming from ahead of me, I'm staying good amount of distance from the left side, which is making me drive slightly over the central marking, slightly over the central mark. But I'm not doing anything wrong, by the way. And now I'm gonna start moving back. It doesn't matter if we are driving over the reserve parking. Clutch down, brakes into first gear, because slightly hill for me, so I might be stalling in second gear. And mirror signals. And now I could have gone through these gaps, but the problem is I was confident to go through these gaps, but I didn't do it because physically I didn't want to get too close to vehicles on the left side. So it's a better option for us to stop than going. If you have no option like now we don't have much option, so I'm gonna keep on going very slow. I'm doing about 10 miles per hour, and then I'm gonna squeeze through the gap. Thank you very much. At the end of the road, we are turning left, and then I'm gonna go into the test center. Now this junction, mirror signals, it's very close. I can see the shape of the curb, it's too sharp. I'm gonna press my clutch down, and therefore I'm gonna go into the first gear. And now the problem is such a narrow junction that most likely your car would swing over the central line in order to turn left. So make sure to give way to these people from your left side as well. So as you know, the traffic. Okay, so we're gonna go into the test center, and that's on the left side after the zebra crossing. So I'm gonna about now mirrors and signals, because there's no confusion for people that I would be pulling up somewhere. Just for the sake of safety, gonna go in second gear for the sake of safety. And also my speed is around 15 miles per hour, so I can't drive every car with a third gear. And because we're entering a car park, so I would rather be slow than rushing here, because the big van, the big bus is blocking my way as well. And we know there's a roundabout, so there could be anyone coming from ahead, and I need to overtake the blue van as well now. So that means I would be too close to the bus, and by the time there was someone coming from ahead, we can literally like go into each other. Okay, so roundabout, there's someone parked in the middle of a roundabout, so I might have to beep them to let them know that I'm going in, because I think I cannot squeeze through the gap. Okay, that was a bit rude. You can't go inside? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, interesting. So how are they gonna finish the driving test then? I got a driving test after this. Okay, so everyone will be coming out, I would say. Let me find a space to park the car here. Oh my god, I need to do a parallel parking now. Okay, I'm not bad with the parallel parking, but it's not my favorite maneuver. Okay. So I'm gonna check everything around, and I'm gonna do a full steering on the left side. Check more, and I would say I have smashed it, and that's it. Okay, so this was the episode number 1 of loads of videos that I'm gonna make in the future. So every week I would do one for Leeds, Fernwood / Hare Hills, and I would do one for Horsford Driving Test Centre as well. And today was a bit of an easy stuff that we did. We didn't do anything intense, just a bit of here and there, and that's all. But soon on the next lesson, I'm gonna cover some cross gates roundabout. We're gonna do some tricky junctions in Gibton and some tricky roundabouts in Gibton, and we would also be doing some stuff around Chapel Town area. So basically, yeah, every week there would be a 30 to 40 minutes of a video about everything important that you need to know to pass your driving test around Leeds. Hope this video helps you for your driving test.